Good
Hi,
afternoon
Catherine.
and
We just
welcome
coming up.
everyone to this free webinar hosted by us, Lead with AI. My name is Henrik Gärdeskog and I'm the co-founder and managing director of Europe for Lead with AI. And today we're going to talk about how to get 10 hours back per week with AI. And we're going to share some examples, and we have some guest presenters at this webinar as well. I'm super happy to have Katarina Nguyen on this call, head of learning for Ericsson in Sweden. We also have a guest speaker in Bryn Austin, professor and interim co-chair at the Department of Social and Behavioral Science at Harvard T. Chan School of Public Health. So super cool to have you. I know that we have them online, but I will start cracking up this presentation and this webinar. Really welcome to the audience. We have some couple of hundred people registered for the event today, so it's a big one. What is Lead with AI? Some people may wonder, and it's always good to start with introducing ourselves. We are a people-centric AI transformation partner, and we do particularly three things really well. We do, number one, we do executive training through open cohort programs where anyone who is interested in leveling up their AI fluency to top 1% in the world is free to join. We also do executive AI intelligence for our pro membership. This is where our alumni and our current clients and customers benefit from master classes, from content, from webinars like these, and executive briefs on a monthly basis from me and our CEO, Dan van Rossum. Obviously, we also do AI strategy workshops for enterprises, really understanding how they can build an AI strategy execution roadmap, an AI adoption roadmap. And what we do as well what we call AI enterprise programs, where we take full organizations under our wings, and we work in collaboration with these enterprises to really drive AI adoption and drive their execution from a strategy perspective. Sometimes we also do what's called organizational-wide learning. This is where we support full companies and full organizations with upskilling the full organization to the right levels of AI fluency, whether it be if they are on level 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. But we believe in people-centric transformation. We also believe to invest wisely when it comes to upskilling in AI. Some of our clients on this screen, we work with the companies and leaders from the likes of McKinsey, BCG, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, EY, obviously Harvard, obviously Ericsson, and a few others. But we are really happy for all our clients and the feedback we get. Just wanted to as well, whilst we have you online, make a plug for our next open cohort, which starts 6th of March. We have a limited offer where if you sign up within 48 hours, get $200 off, and you get also in that package a free one-on-one coaching with either me or Dan. If you bring a friend to this program, you'll also get $500 off. So it's a really exclusive limited deal the next coming 48 hours. But do enroll and let us know if you're interested, either through pinging us directly on LinkedIn or via email. Who am I? My name is Henrik Gärdeskog, and I am our what we call augmented executive. I've spent some 20 years in the Fortune 500 environment, either as an executive leader myself or as a strategy consultant advising Fortune 500 companies on first and foremost strategy, transformation, big deals, and the topic of future of work. I joined the Lead with AI course myself 18 months ago and quickly built 20 different types of agents that really helped me out to become more capable, save some time, and become more efficient and productive, and 3 to 4xing my output over time. And if we are first looking at what actually happens in the AI world and what the tools are evolving into, it's interesting to have a look at the evolution graph of ChatGPT adoption and users. And this graph really indicates what has happened from November 2023 to early 2026. So as you can see, it's a steep ramp up, and the real numbers here is around 900 million users just on ChatGPT, on different levels, of course, but also adding the fact that there are other AI tools in motion, such as Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, and so on and so forth. The real numbers is, of course, as you understand, that there is now more than 1 billion people who are actually using AI in different speed, in different use cases over the world. And what are they capable of right now? Yeah, it's interesting to see on the examples of this screen with just one prompt. You can, for example, create the videos with help of Sora that you see on the screen. You can also combine drawings, pictures with help of Google's product Nano Banana Pro into really photorealistic products in just one prompt. In the bottom left corner, great examples of how now people are utilizing AI agents, AI tools to really work in Excel, PowerPoints, and all of these use cases that most office workers do, consultants, professional services, any type of leader would help, real big help of understanding how to use AI in those use cases. Also, of course, in the bottom right corner here, you see an example of Lovable, where you can build an app or a homepage or take ideas from brainstorming to a ready product also within one prompt where you really just vibe code it. So this example on the screen is how to make a Airbnb clone, and that in that podcast takes less than 2 minutes. So everyone understands that the potential and the power, if you know how to use AI, is quite large at this point in time, and it's only improving. Gmail, interesting. And Google has added Gemini for quicker answers into Gmail. So you actually can build your gems directly into your email flow. Gemini can help you summarize emails, can help you prioritize, it can help you write in your own style, and really save some time on the administrative part of any person's job. Also, good news for all of the Copilot users of this world. ChatGPT 5.2 is now available in Copilot, which means that you can toggle the same way as in the other big tools with thinking mode or faster mode, and you can really do deep research with help of Copilot, because ChatGPT 5.2 is now integrated to the tools. So you can do more complex search, you can do real deep research, and of course, multi-step processing. And with all of this fantastic innovation and technology in our hands, what is then happening on the human side? Here we see an example from the CEO at Zapier, where they quite early on said that from now on, already in May 2025, 100% of the new hires have to be fluent in AI. They got some critique for that, of course. What does it even mean to be fluent in AI? But they also were one of the first ones to really develop an AI fluency matrix, role by role, department by department, really setting the tone for what the expectation is from coming into their company and what kind of knowledge and how fluent you need to be in AI. Looking at the news here, Financial Times, we have used this terminology called the super worker. Really, how to become a super worker is one of the big movements right now that we see. Initially coined by Josh Bersin, former Deloitte consultant, but now really working in this area of educating and building super workers of this world in the same paradigm as we are at Lead with AI. A super worker is a strengthened worker, a strengthened version of ourselves, where we can strengthen our capabilities that we are really good at already, and we can also remove the weaknesses we all have by building AI support or agents or assistants that actually take care of that instead. So a super worker is a hot topic that many would like to be. And talking about super workers, we have Katarina Nguyen here on the call that I introduced in the beginning of the meeting, one of our recent alumni of our Advanced AI Leader Program. Katarina is the head of learning for Sweden at Ericsson, and she's here today to share a few experiences from the last months of really understanding and utilizing and how to, practically build AI in and at her job and work. So I'm welcoming you, Katarina, here on stage. We're so happy to have you, and the floor is yours.
Yes, so thank you very, very much, and thank you for that introduction. And good morning, good afternoon, maybe good evening to some of you. I think you talked about super workers, Henrik, but at least I have got a little bit extra superpowers, I feel, after completing the course here, because what that has given me is really confidence of applying AI to my job, and also being able to discuss and see what is possible together with others. And to be very concrete, I had a lot of ideas in my head, but it has been a little bit more difficult, to explain, where I'm going. And that was before I got all these excellent tools at my hand. So I could start to visualize what is it that I wanted to do. So here and now, and that is also what I would like to show you a very early prototype for, here in the call. But I'm working, with our global AI here at Ericsson, and to see, how could they help me to build a solution which is like a knowledge hoover slash assistant who can very quickly, get the skills and the knowledge and everything, at the hands of our people. I also want to mention a little bit. Yeah, you can show that. That's good. But also want to mention that in the course you talk about different maturity levels, and you start from 0, and that was probably not as bad in my case. But I feel that I have become like a 1+ perhaps during the course, doing a few at level 2, but then I've taken kind of a leap up to level 3, and here see also where I can make most benefit to our company and actually go into the processes, see what can we do, and how can learning in my case also infuse into this processes, and do everything in a much more better way.
Yeah, so a great journey when it comes to understanding what it is and what it is not, how it could apply to your job, and as well a pretty big confidence lifter, as I understand you, right?
Yeah. So what I did was I took this simplified sketch, to our global IT, and started to, describe, what is it that I want to do here, because it may be the same in many of your companies who amongst you are here today, that you have a lot of knowledge scattered all over the place in documentation systems, in chats, in course libraries, and that sort of things. So here we see if we can find a way to sort of get this knowledge hoover to hoover up based upon the exact needs of the user and the solution or the thing that they want to solve, the problem that they have, and give them just what they need, and not a lot of other stuff that is not needed at the time, or even worse, things that they already know, which is of course a huge time waster. And we have, for example, also these content libraries, which is, I don't want to point out anyone in a bad way here, but it could be things like LinkedIn Learning, it could be Skillsoft, Udemy, and etc., etc. And we also think that if we can get this knowledge hoover to really work, then it will be less demand actually for that type of platforms too, and less demand to really go in and try to find what are you looking for. So this hoover, what will it do? It will, sort of at the first phase here, it will hoover up all the things that we have, in all the things that where we are communicating. It could be GitHub, it could be Degreed, it could be actually different SharePoints and so on. And that will be the basis for Sky as we call it, right now. And then you go and call upon Sky and you will get what you need. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we are doing a lot of things around skills. So it could be reskill people, it could be about the or, infuse, tailored learning initiatives into succession planning and so on. So it's actually a massive amount of things that you can do if you just get exactly what you need and just teach people that. So that is what we are looking for. Yeah, you want to say something, Henrik?
No. I'm just thinking and humming a bit here, and I think for the audience as well to understand your journey, right? During a couple of weeks, you joined us and you took the courses and you learned different ways of working with AI for your own job, your own role and your teams and the company, and this what we see on the screen here was also part of the challenge we give everyone to who are joining, like next Friday or the last Friday of the course, we will have a demo day where we will build things, right? So you built an innovation at the same time as you took the course, and I think it's pretty amazing. So you developed this. Yeah, how did you develop this? How did you visualize this happening? What kind of tools did you
Yeah.
use?
It was mainly just two tools actually. So it was ChatGPT, a couple of rounds, and then I used, Gemini, for the visualization here.
Yeah.
I had to talk to it a few times, to get the spelling at least reasonable right and so on. But that was kind of enough just to take it to get the buy-in and support to build something. So as we speak, basically, they are, working on this now, a group of people, and they will come back with a prototype. And, the benefits really that I see with this, I mean, one thing, which is actually the smallest piece here, that is maybe if we save something from the content libraries, and that is quite a lot of money as it is. But it is about being faster time to value, give this to our new hires, doing this upskilling, really truly get into mobility. I mean, if you are in research today and you need to go to our networks unit, what do you really need to learn to be up and running? So that is the things that we are looking for. And on top of that, I should say in this journey also, I've networking, with another telco company, here in Sweden. And we are also looking to the external part of this. And we are trying to do something smashing there. And then we want to merge the internal and the external one into, one possibility to learn.
Really cool story, Katarina, and thank you for sharing your experience here of really fast upskilling yourself. You took the decision to really jump on the train and understand what an advanced AI leader is from your perspective. You learned it, you did it, and you got the confidence to approach the company of Ericsson and say, "Hey, I have an idea" during this time, and I think it's just amazing that you're acting on it as well. So it's such fast work and such fast adoption. And for the joiners of the call and the audience, again, this is an example that Katarina has done herself during this time. So it's part of the demo day. All right, thank you, Katarina. Let's go further and talk to Bryn. Welcome, Professor, to this call. We are so thrilled to have you here and share your experience as well. Bryn, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. So to give you a little information about my background, I'm a professor, public health researcher, interim department co-chair at the Harvard School of Public Health. So I teach, I do research, I write lots of grants, and I help run an academic department. There's not enough time in the day, as I'm sure many people experience. So in the course, I created two AI assistants, Sophie and Zephyr, and I'll tell you about those two. Sophie is my chief of staff. The time sink I needed Sophie to address is just the constant meetings, emails, drafts, reviews, rewrites, cognitive overload with all the demands. But at the same time, I have to maintain very high standards of rigor, ethics, quality with limited time. So I created Sophie to support me with certain kinds of tasks, especially administrative tasks, to augment judgment, not to replace, but to augment judgment, such as helping to surface pros and cons, or trade-offs to inform decision-making. Constant decisions are being made, or tactical approaches to address challenges or needs. I'll give you one example. I used Sophie to give me a brief primer and landscaping on AI governance for higher ed, which is a new area I need to get up to speed on fast. So it gave me a foot into this whole world of AI governance. And I created Sophie starting with a tailored chief of staff creation prompt I got from the course. So I didn't have to start from scratch. I could start with that and then tailored it to what I need. I customized it for needing to emphasize rigor, veracity, citations with URLs for all the sources, because as the human in the loop, I need to go in and verify that what it's giving me is good quality material and what I need. I then pasted that into ChatGPT 5.2 in the Harvard AI for Educators sandbox, which I need to use through the university for privacy. Now, the second tool I created was Zephyr as a personal AI coach. When I realized the class is 2 weeks, but I needed the teachers really on a hotline to be able to go back to them, but I can't do that once the class is over. So I created this AI tools coach to help me learn new tools, find out what tools will help me solve my production dilemmas, and do that on my own with Zephyr's help. So here's a picture of Zephyr. I use this for my final project. What I found when, like for anyone learning a new area, it takes a lot of time to search and try different things. And some of that's really good for learning, but at some point it gets to be too much time. It can be frustrating, or you just run out of time and you can't do it. But then the learner loses. So with Zephyr solves this for me. So I have created Zephyr to give me that extra leg up, that coaching that I needed, and when I'm on the steep part of the learning curve here. And one example, I had a text-based procedures document for how do we develop the PhD exam in my department. And I wanted this to be visually displayed as a flow diagram so I could do workflow audits, but I needed it to be simple, editable, visual, and there was AI tools that could do this. I didn't know what they were. With Zephyr, I could produce exactly that. So I created Zephyr by, again, using that example chief of staff prompt, and then again, tailoring it this time to give what I needed from a AI tools coach to present me with options to scaffold the learning so I would continue to learn but not become frustrated or run out of time. And then I swapped in the human experts that are part of the prompt so that I could have real humans to be called on, what they've published, that are people who are really good at the ethical standards and also at efficiency and creativity. What changed? Bottom line, saved time in spades and was able to maintain a high level of quality and reduce my stress. Both Sophie and Zephyr are the types of assistants that actually I've never been in a position to be able to afford to have. It's just not possible in the world that I work in. So having them now created through AI has been transformative, absolutely transformative. And they've helped me rapidly expand the breadth of my competencies, which is actually the fun and intellectually stimulating part, while increasing my productivity, which saves time, helps me meet deadlines, and reduces the stress. So I'll stop there. I have a few tips, but I'll stop there in case Henrik wants me to talk about anything else.
Yeah, it's great to listen to, and thank you for sharing, your journey. And it strikes me, you're really using AI as a thinking partner. You have unlocked new dimensions of thinking because of this, and you can slice and dice complex problems with the help of your agents that you have built, and you're freeing up time. And I'm guessing that you feel that your impact per hour has increased, right?
For sure, impact per hour. And then just one tip I would share is that, especially when you're on the learning curve, it's good to ask the LLM, what did you forget to tell it? What other information does it need in order to give you what you need? And that I've learned helps cut down on hallucinations, which of course is really important too.
Wow. That's a great tip. Thank you, Bryn. And thank you for sharing to the audience here. Lovely. And we will go forward in the presentation. I'll just share a few of my agents here as well, and my assistants. As I said, I have probably 20 plus right now somewhere, and they are all different, right? They are either productivity agents, creative agents, research agents, personal agents, and different types of insights agents. But I think, interestingly, just like Bryn shared, I have a chief of staff as well. That chief of staff organizes my work. I named him Magnus because of a very impressive colleague of mine a few years ago who was a super great person at really organizing things. That is also, of course, built with a board of directors inside that agent with, I would say, global thought leaders on the topics that are important for me. I also have an agent in Eric, a buyer persona expert, because I do a lot of sales. I do talk to a lot of CXO teams. It's important for me to understand before every meeting going into it, okay, who am I going to meet? How am I going to be relevant? How will I understand what their challenges and pain points are? And how can I help them resolve those with our products? I can go further with sharing these different assistants, but in interest of time, I will skip the rest of the three. But this is also a way that we map out every single individual who takes part of our AI Advanced Leadership Program. They map out their 5 to 6 AI assistants as a result, and a capstone actually of taking part in the project. Building your AI product and playbook is all about being confident, really using AI as a colleague, a thinking partner, outsource the GEDRT tasks or the things that are really creating toil, administrative stuff that you don't really want to do. Confident AI leaders also use AI to really increase the capacity and the capability, just as Bryn said. I wish I could have afforded to have these type of agents before, but I couldn't afford them because I can't pay them as humans. But now they're available through a much cheaper version by building them yourself. But it's really important to take an engineering approach to how to optimize the world and the work around you, and really build your own operating system when it comes to AI agents, and let the agents execute while you supervise, exactly as both Katarina and Bryn shared. Human in the loop. So if you look at research here from Stanford, it's interesting to see that if you do full task automation built on AI, performance actually and productivity actually goes down to almost 18%, according to Stanford, when they analyze what happens. But if you do scenario B instead of AI supported collaboration, where it's the human in the loop, it increases to 24%. So it clearly, this is a human thing, and really learning how to break down work tasks, where you should actually stay being you and where you should be supported by technology. So that means that we all need to be really, I would say, fluent in how to understand and break down our workflows, and knowing when to delegate. Starting with the pain is a good idea, really understanding and see what your recurring work patterns are in your daily work. Really map that and decide where you should be staying in the loop, and what to outsource, and then make part of a reusable with an assistant and simple chat list. So don't automate everything, because that will slow you down, because of the output is a lot of the time AI slop, as we call it. But if you're in the loop, you can really delegate, and you can engineer how to delegate, and really learn how to work with your AI agents. Start with the pain. It's good, because then you will feel the value come back in less time spent on things that you don't really want to do. Looking at Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, he says that it's similar to have a relatively junior virtual coworker, but as we have seen today, a few examples of them. Imagine that you have hundreds or thousands of these. Where can that bring you, and how will that change the world of work going forward? As we see it happen right now, people learn to prompt, they learn how to super prompt and really do advanced work with AI. They build their assistants in GPTs, GEMS, or similar things, and then they start to automate things with Zapier, N8N, Make, or things, programs like that, and eventually ending up with a swarm of really autonomous agents that can build high quality work. From our perspective of Lead with AI, we have developed an AI fluency framework from taking over 1,300 executive leaders through our programs and as well from our enterprise programs, where we see level one is people who operate at risk with AI, irresponsibly, are skeptic, or actually laggards when it comes to corporate transformation. Level one is about foundational AI fluency. You know how to prompt, you can do it inside policy. And level two is integrated AI fluency, where we see examples of Bryn and Katarina today, who have built 5 to 6 agents, where they integrate them in their workflows and really get value and compounding productivity gains. Level three is advanced AI fluency, which Katarina also talked about. This is where you as a leader become confident enough to lead your teams. You know how to orchestrate AI workflows. You can build up collaborative tool sessions. You can be the go-to person internally, and you can also be the embedded operator in your organization that will help drive the AI transformation. Level four is transformative AI fluency, typically 1 to 2% of any given organization. Chief AI officer, CIO, that can take decisions on investments, on tools, what is needed for the demography in the organization, and really point out the direction for their company. So this is where we see the different levels. It's important that we know who in any organization should be on which level, and also understand that intelligence and skill sets and knowledge around AI actually decays over time. So it's a bit like being on a treadmill. If you learn what AI is about maybe 8 months ago, maybe it's time to refresh that skill and really have a look at how all of the AI tools have developed. Interestingly, as I said, embedded operators seem to be the leading practice for large organizations and mid-sized organizations, really developing quite a big number of advanced AI leaders who can go out there in any given organization and really lead the teams, enthuse, do open sessions, lead by showing and enthusing people how they can positively change their jobs. In this example, you see Citi, they did that with a network of 4,000 AI accelerators across 182 employees in 84 countries. They coupled that with obviously a top-down mandate and a top-down strategy, but it also worked bottom up, where these met, and they created some fantastic results with this. I'm going to stop there by saying that we are so happy to have everyone on the course, on the webinar here. Again, offering you the opportunity to join the next upcoming cohort in March, 6th of March to be exact. If you register within the next 48 hours, you will benefit $200 off. You'll get a free one-on-one coaching as well. And if you bring a friend, you will get $500 off. So that's the opportunity. Pavel, on the meeting as well, do we have any questions in the chat that we should address?
Not yet. Can you remind? Let's ask if anybody have any questions.
Yes. So we are welcoming any type of questions from the audience. Anything that comes to mind. Nothing is embarrassing, nothing is wrong, nothing is yeah, it could be difficult, and that's always nice.
And meanwhile, let me ask you one that came through emails in advance, right? So
yeah,
the question was, what's your experience helping senior leaders to enable their teams as well to use AI the right way?
Yeah, and this is key, right? What we see is that we, specifically when looking at large organizations, they have spent quite some time on understanding, okay, what kind of AI policy should we have? Most companies haven't really invested in the change management and the training. So what we see in our program is that we get non-technical leaders who are super interested in understanding more, because they also feel that they have a leadership responsibility to be able to talk about AI deeply and really explain to their teams and departments on what the change may be and what kind of potential there is, and why people ultimately become more human through developing AI confidence and an AI operating system around them. So whenever we have had people in the programs, what really often happens is they also bring in their peers or their departments or their companies, because the aha effect of really understanding what AI and not is a big happening for many leaders.
Great, thanks,
So
Henrik.
that's
And we have two more that just came now. One is
Yeah.
your course certified or recognized globally? And the second one, if you could only do one agent, which agent do you see the most important in your daily work?
Yeah. Yes, we work globally. We always have two work streams. We facilitate the sessions either on American European time zones or European Asian time zones. So yes, we do work globally and we certify globally. So that's probably the answer to that first question. And the second question is more difficult, to be honest. If I would have to pick one assistant, or maybe I should turn the question around, looking at what is the most frequent agent that people build from our programs. And I would say the chief of staff agent, because the whole idea around the chief of staff agent is to feed it with context enough to understand your job situation, where your bottlenecks are, where your pain points are, and really help you free up your time managing your day by looking at the number of emails, or what type of emails, the calendars, the type of meetings you have, or the actual work parts that you have. Let's say, for example, if you have a research heavy work day, then this chief of staff agent can be tailored and built around your things, right? To really organize yourself. And as Bryn shared, what many people do is that they also add three persons, three real thought leaders, like a board of directors inside that chief of staff agent, that talks directly about your challenges and how you as a leader could excel better. So I would say that is the most common and frequent agent that people build, and seems to be real value for people in that, increasing their impact per hour.
Thanks, Henrik. And there's a follow-up to the first one. So the question was, what is the certification or accredited body? So is the AI Leader Advanced course recognized globally or accredited globally?
So we do the accreditation from ourselves with our experience. We do the diplomas for people who take part in the courses. So there is, what I know of, no official body that would be in place to do that yet. But let us know if there is, because then we should be there.
Thanks, Henrik. There's no more questions in the chat. This last one that we received earlier, if we still have time. So this is, how much time does it take to build the first helpful agent?
Yeah, it's a good question. So when people have spent the first week with 30-minute sessions or lessons per day, the second week starts with building agents and assistants. And these are built within, I would say, an hour. When it comes to, let's say, for example, Monday usually is the productivity assistance day. People receive a personalized prompt for how to do it. Also, attaching and building that gem or that custom GPT or that project or that skill in Claude doesn't take more than an hour a lot of the time.
Thanks, Henrik. I think that's all our questions.
Thank you very much, Pavel, and thank you, Bryn, and thank you, Katarina, and thank you to the audience who showed up. Don't hesitate to shoot us an email or contact us via LinkedIn directly. And again, if you really want to take this exclusive offer for the March cohort, remember to register within 48 hours from now. Looking forward to see you there. Talk again soon. Thank you very much. Bye now.